Well, welcome everyone. I'm Mark Kuzio, and today we're starting a new show on community television called Main Street Soapbox. And it's going to be a show where we generally will ask a question and we're going to let folks in the community answer that question any way they want. And we're going to try to get the thoughts and ideas of just regular folks like you and me. So here we are. At the moment, we're in Belfast, Maine, in front of the Belfast Co-op, and we're hoping to speak to folks as they come in. Hello.
Hi.
Would you like to contribute to Main Street Soapbox on community television here in Belfast?
Sure.
It's very easy. We just have one question that we'd like to ask, and we're asking the same question of everyone, is what issue or concern do you feel is the most important facing our communities here in Maine? What's the most serious issue or serious concern that you might have facing small towns and in our communities here in Maine?
Probably the lack of jobs.
Jobs? Mm-hmm. Okay, what would be number one? Yeah.
Difficult for people to make it financially that are hard workers.
And it's not getting any better?
No, I don't think so. From what I hear what's happening in Washington, it's not going to get better. So, you know, people are very, very concerned about their jobs even here in Maine and what we still have. I guess that would be the biggest issue for me right now.
Okay, well, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Do you want to contribute to Main Street Soapbox? It's just local community television, very low-key. Very low-key.
We have literally dozens of viewers.
Dozens of viewers. We have at least a dozen. Yes, yes. So, no, our question today was going to be, what do you think is the most serious issue facing our communities here in Maine today? The most serious problem or issue or concern that you have facing small towns?
I would say like economic independence in terms of sourcing food and fuel and I guess incomes directly from the communities itself.
Okay.
As opposed to buying it elsewhere and sending the money that we do get to God knows where.
I mean, trucking tomatoes from California as opposed to buying locally.
Right,
and those issues.
And having to, you know, we work in energy audits, so having to have houses that you can only heat by trucking in liquid fuel from Canada, Saudi Arabia, wherever.
Right.
Whereas if they were a bit more energy efficient, you could run it sustainably on wood.
Okay.
Directly from the community.
So you do energy audits?
We're training.
Oh, you're training, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, wonderful, wonderful. Because I know in the future, it's going to be a very valuable skill and talent to have to offer to people. That's wonderful.
Mm-hmm. So,
yeah.
And your idea?
I'm actually right there with you as long as far as locally, we need to figure out ways to improve that area.
Okay. What's the most serious issue or concern that you think small communities have here in Maine?
Industrial wind.
Industrial wind?
Yes.
Could you expound on that a bit? I'm not familiar with what you mean.
Well, these new wind turbine projects that are coming into these small communities and taking advantage of them.
Okay.
They're not doing the environmental studies. They kill birds. There's a flicker effect. There's human health issues.
Flicker effect, what's that? I'm curious.
It's when the blades, when the sun's rising or setting, it's like a strobe light going off.
Oh, really?
And it triggers seizures in some people who have like epilepsy and stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, that's my concern.
Interesting, okay. Well, thank you very much.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
Yep.
Okay. What do you feel personally is the most serious one that's facing us?
Truthfully, I think small communities like Belfast, Maine have less problem than most larger communities.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're pretty well insulated from a lot of the things you hear about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, basically.
Employment, crime, education, all of those things seem to...
They size down with the town, I think. They are less of a problem.
Okay.
No, I think universal health care is everybody's problem, and I think that's what everybody needs to work on.
So if you picked one, it would be that?
Yeah, absolutely.
How about yourself?
Definitely. Well, I pretty much agree.
Feel the same way?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Well, thank you.
Have a lovely day.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye. Yep.
I think affordable housing.
Affordable housing. Okay.
Yeah, I do. I think that's what has kept Belfast vital and exciting, is to be able to attract
Interesting.
unorthodox, alternative kinds of people.
Right.
And if it's only yuppies who can afford to live here, then it's going to be like Boothbay. You know, as people flee the big cities and cash in, and you know, try to find that last little place along the coast of Maine. You know, that's really, you know, and keep the mix. I mean, if we have affordable, you know, I think maybe the idea of basing the property tax
Right.
rate on the value rather than that on a different kind of usage.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, so that we can keep, you know, fishermen along
Keep a
the
diverse
shore.
community.
A diverse community, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, interesting. Well,
Good.
thank you.
Nice to see you.
Thanks.
Take
Okay,
care.
bye-bye.
Taxes and being able to support themselves, bringing businesses in and being economically solvent instead of being dependent on the government for everything.
So you're saying taxes are too high
Yeah, definitely.
for small business?
Definitely. Every business that goes in's got to have power, got to have insurance, workman's comp, and they're just overburdened before they get off the ground. If they're not grossing X amount of dollars a month, they're done.
They're not going to do it.
You know, the government doesn't allow room, or the state doesn't allow room for electricity or workman's comp, and we're driving more businesses away than we're bringing in. If we got behind the wind power and maybe dropped our own utility bills instead of send it out of state, we might be ahead of the game. But
I think I read someplace where Maine is one of the most difficult places to do business.
definitely. If you look at the businesses that have left the state in the last 10 years, you'll see why. You know, they're set up down south where it's not as much shipping, not as much taxation, and not as much just community involvement. You
Right.
know, it's just hard to do business in the state of Maine. We're one of the highest risks for insurance. You know, all these things, you got to provide something for people coming in. And
Plus, also we're in a sense a little further away than a lot of the other states. We're on the extreme, so we have shipping costs and things like that to contend with.
having grown up here in Belfast
Have you?
and the surrounding area,
Yeah.
I watched the poultry business go. We were the boiler capital of the world, bringing in over $10 million a month into the economy here.
Really?
That's all gone. You look at your other businesses, there used to be a shopping center, an A&P here, the co-op store is a good store, but you used to have 5 supermarkets instead of 1.
That's right.
You know, or 2. And all those are businesses that employed 5 or 6 different people. You know, you look around and you see residential businesses, but you don't see employment businesses, you know, and we all can't rent.
What we need is maybe a dozen more Matthews Brothers, you mean?
Definitely.
Larger employers here in town.
Matthew Brothers was a small business that grew. The community should get behind them and help them. There used to be shoe factories here. There used to be a lot of clothing industry, textiles. The amount of businesses that Belfast has lost would scare you.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate your opinions.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Yep.
Hey, would you like to be a part of Main Street Soapbox, our local community television show?